About a year ago, I made a video reviewing Just Egg. Now, Just Egg is a plant-based egg replacement that scrambles, looks, and tastes very similar to a real egg. Ever since I made that video, I have been racking my brain on how you could possibly make something at home that resembles Just Egg, that resembles a real egg, but made entirely from plants. After about a year of testing, messing around in my kitchen, spending my free time trying to figure out how you could possibly do it, I believe I came up with a method that comes pretty close. Now, this method doesn't have a whole lot of ingredients. There are a few ingredients that you're either gonna have to find at a local Indian grocery store or online. I'll leave a link to everything in my Amazon store that you need. But the main ingredient, just like Just Egg, is mung bean. And you just have to go through a few steps to get this ready to roll. Now, the very first thing that we wanna do is we wanna make sure that we wash and rinse the mung bean very well. You're just gonna run the mung bean under your tap water and continue running them until the water comes clean. It's gonna be very yellow at first, very bubbly, very sudsy. Continue running that water until it is crystal clear, clean water. Okay, once we have the mung bean washed, I'm just gonna use a clean kitchen towel and kind of spread them out and just help start the drying process. We're gonna put these in a dehydrator, but I don't wanna put them in a dehydrator soaking wet. I wanna get them at least the moisture off the top of them. So these guys feel pretty good. A lot of the moisture has been taken up by the towel. That towel might actually also pick up a little bit of the starches left. So then all we're going to do is just drop these mung beans on a baking sheet here. Now you can see my cookie sheet's kind of small. I'm using my Brava oven because it has a dehydrator setting on it. You can use a regular dehydrator, or you could just stick these in your oven at the warm temperature. I'm gonna drop them in the oven at about 145, 140 degrees for about 4 hours. Let's let these guys dry up. Okay, here we go. These guys have been dehydrating. So for the next step, we're gonna be blending these. Now, this is the Blendtec Designer 725 series. This is a seriously powerful blender. Now, I said that because I'm a Blendtec brand ambassador. You can head over to blendtec.com and use code BLENDSTASH. I'll leave it in the description below and get 25% off your order on most things at blendtec.com. It's pretty awesome. Pour slowly or just do what I just did and get them all over the place. So like I said, we just want to turn these into a really fine powder. It's insane how quick that thing works. Oh my gosh. Look at that. I mean, there's just like a powder. So I'm just gonna scrape down the sides and just make sure that it's all loose, even on the bottom, around the blade. I'm gonna do it one more time, same thing. So I'm gonna use a wire strainer and we're gonna sift all of this to make sure that we got out all of the finest bits. However well you do this step is gonna completely determine the consistency of your egg in the end of this. And you can see there's a decent amount of like thicker bits left that didn't blend. So I'm gonna sift one more time through a slightly finer strainer. We're really trying to catch all of those big particles. So for this recipe, I'm not trying to use this whole thing, all of this flour. Now, I made this because this is the longest process, the drying, the blending. So this flour should stay pantry fresh for, I mean, I imagine for a while, as long as you sealed it up. But for this recipe, we're just gonna do about 150 grams of the flour, and we're gonna whisk in some cold water. So it ended up being 2 parts water. It was 150 grams of flour to 300 grams of water. Now I measure the water by weight, which I know is weird, but because of the way this flour and water comes together, the flour is going to expand in the water. So we're just gonna let this sit for about 20 minutes. Okay, so for the next step, we're just gonna mix in the rest of the ingredients. I'm gonna kind of pour slow because there is some like fibery bits that are kind of stuck to the bottom of the bowl. Kind of leave those where they're at. Now we're gonna do, just to add some fat and a little bit of thickness to this, we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of coconut cream. To add some of the gel consistency to it, we're gonna add 1 gram of konjac flour. Now the flavor of this is a really interesting ingredient, black salt. Now this black salt has a very sulfur-like taste, and honestly, when you stick your finger in it, it tastes like an egg. It even smells like an egg. It's shocking. I do want these pretty eggy. I'm gonna do 3 teaspoons of this. I'm measuring over the mixer because it's not gonna hurt to do a little bit extra. Now, in the original Just Egg, they use carrot extract to give it a little bit more color. We're gonna use just a pinch of paprika and 1/8 of a teaspoon of turmeric. Now we're gonna blend this up. Now the thing is with the blend tech, it does blend incredibly fast, and really any blender can heat up your mixture. We can't heat this up, so we just have to pulse slowly. It smells very eggy. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with that. That mixture looks pretty good. I am pretty happy. That is some SauceStache Just Egg. Now I'm just gonna throw this in the refrigerator, actually in the freezer for just a minute, just to give it a nice chill. It's not a necessary step, but then we're gonna get ready to cook this up and turn it into an omelet. Okay, so just like you would cook any regular egg, we have a nonstick skillet with some nonstick spray. We're gonna take our chilled SauceStache egg, just like it would be like 3 eggs or so. And we're just going to, we're not gonna scramble it, we're just gonna kind of turn it around on the pan. Now at this point, if you want to, you can add some veggie cheese, you can add some nutritional yeast. I'm gonna do that, that actually sounds really good. Just gonna add some nutritional yeast inside just to give it that nice cheesy kind of flavor that I want. Now here's the impressive part. We're gonna turn this over just like as if it were an omelet. This might be a small omelet. It's gonna be a little bit too small, but you know what, I'm okay with it. And we're just gonna kind of let this guy cook here for just a minute. I'm so excited about this. I've been working on this recipe for quite a while now. I haven't really came super close. It didn't have the right consistency. Now for me, I just like a little bit of green onion on top of my egg. I've always been a fan of that. And just a little bit of salt on top and a crack of black pepper, just how you would any other egg. I mean, look at this. This is pretty dang close to Just Egg. But I mean, that to me looks like an egg. Pretty happy with it. I mean, come on. It does taste like an egg. Now, I will say that the consistency is gonna be quite a bit different because Just Egg uses just the mung bean protein. Removes all the fiber, removes all the carbohydrates. There's still fiber and carbohydrates in there. So this has the cross between a potato-y or bean-like consistency with an egg-like consistency. It's still pretty good. I am happy about that. That is neat. But that's what I got. That is egg from mung bean. Hey, everybody that's scrolling over here on the side, those are the people that support me over at patreon.com/SauceStache. They're my patrons. I love the people. They're the Sauce Squad. If you would like, please click the subscribe button and click this video right here. This is gonna probably be another one of my veggie videos. Thanks for watching. I will catch you all later.